Yeah! Yeah! Whoa, boy. Mesozoic Mike here asking if you like pina coladas and getting stuck without a brain. Maybe a stroll through a lush jungle with creatures watching your every move. A place of tranquility and relaxation. That would be none other than the Cretaceous. This place is like nothing you've ever experienced. For only just a small price of maybe your life, you can experience what this time period has to offer. Taking place from 145 million years ago up until about 66 million years ago, the Cretaceous was dynamite. With all of the dinosaurs you have come to know and love, like the T-Rex, Triceratops, and the Velociraptor, I guarantee you will be left speechless, figuratively, and maybe even literally. Because most of the dinosaurs in this time period are carnivores, I would not get too close, because you would make a great appetizer. And they ruled the land at this point in time. You won't only experience the dinosaurs though, you'll experience the enriched oxygen in the air because the Cretaceous has 50% more oxygen than boring old today's world. It will have you feeling refreshed, but please do not light a cigarette. Not only does the oxygen provide a more refreshed feel, it is a byproduct of many of the angiosperms we have. And they are flowers. Get your mind out of the gutter. They started to cover the landscape because of how relatively warm it was at the time. Along with the angiosperms, the Cretaceous introduced sequoias, oaks, and even the grass we have today. Because of these plants, we have sufficient oxygen today, and without the Cretaceous, it would not have been possible. But you can't ever have plants without the birds and the bees, you know, and that's exactly what they brought. The bees actually came before the flowers, though, and that's what pollinates our flowers today. I need to turn it back on. Even though Cretaceous was about 66 million years ago, that doesn't mean the birds cannot be similar. For example, ichthyorans, a seabird of the late Cretaceous, really resemble the gulls we have today, so you will not be too much out of your comfort zone. Other organisms you may recognize from the late Cretaceous are ancient ancestors of present-day crocodiles, lizards, and snakes. More first this time period would bring are insects, some mammals, and as I stated before, birds. Even though there may be some similarities from the Cretaceous to today's world, the arrangement of the plates were very different. At the beginning of the time period, there were basically two land masses, Laurasia in the north and Gondwana in the south. As time went along though, these plates would drift farther and farther apart and form the continents we know today, like North America, South America, Antarctica, Eurasia, and Africa. Along with the difference in plate position, the climate was a little different as well. Everywhere in the world at the time of the Cretaceous was warm. The poles were still relatively cold, but not as cold as today, so you won't need to bundle up on this trip. Pennsylvania at the time had dinosaurs roaming around. Geologically, it was actually quite quiet for Pennsylvania. It was a time of erosion, so besides the fear of not being eaten by dinosaurs, you really should have nothing to worry about. There were a few marine rocks from the time near southeastern Pennsylvania that may have been from the Cretaceous, but not too many because of all the erosion going on. The good thing about the Cretaceous is that there are no new dinosaurs, so you don't have to worry about getting eaten by a dinosaur you've never heard of. This trip is going to require a lot from you. You'll need some clothes, preferably activewear. Water because it's a little warm. Food because I don't think there's a McDonald's around. Weapons, you get the point of those. And your best behavior, because no one likes a bummersaurus. With all the Cretaceous has to offer, I don't see why you wouldn't want to take a visit. This place is like none other, as I stated before. I mean, seriously, where else are you going to be able to see dinosaurs alive and in person? The best possible place you have right now for that is a museum, and those are boring. Well, that's about all the time I have. Hopefully the Cretaceous is the place for you. Just don't stay too long after the 66 million year mark. Things got very hot.
Thank you.
They started to cover the landscape because of I cannot say the word because. Because.
Say it one more time.
Because.
Say it 3 more times.
Because.
Okay.
They started to cover the landscape because of how relatively warm it was at the time. Along with the angiosperms, the Cretaceous introduced...
Hi, Brooke!
maybe. Is that getting a good amount of the costume in there? Mesozoic Mike here, asking if you like pina coladas and getting stuck without a brain. Maybe a stroll through a... The good thing about the Cretaceous is that there are no new dinosaurs, so you don't have to worry about getting eaten by a dinosaur you've never seen before. This is good. This trip's gonna...
Whoa there, buddy.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.